Hello everybody, welcome back to another airport update for Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport update. Today we have a very fun update once again. As always, of course, we have this time I guess, only one real fun visitor. Most of the aircraft here are usual visitors, but we do have a fun visitor here. We have a new model in this airport update. I believe only one though. And yeah, so should still be a very exciting update to get into here with unique aircraft. So why not? So we'll get the update started here. We have this Delta Connection CRJ 900 operated by Endeavor Air. This one came in from Indianapolis and will be heading out to Wausau, Wisconsin. That was a former CRJ 200 route. As you will see in today's update, and if you watched the last update as well, the number of CRJ 200s has gone drastically down. There are not many left, and so yeah, they'll be going pretty soon, which is too bad. But we still do have one in this update, and I'm going to try to get in as many CRJ 200s as I can in these airport updates before they are retired by Delta. They are no longer flying to Kalamazoo, so this is really the only airport that I can include the Delta Connection CRJ 200s anymore. And so I'll be sure to do that here for these last few airport updates before they're gone for good. But that's it for this Delta Connection CRJ 900. We'll now move on back to the B concourse. Right here we have the Denver Air Connection Dornier 328 jet. This one came in from Ironwood and is supposed to head out to Thief River Falls about an hour ago, but it has been delayed. So this one's staying here. Will be departing out to Thief River Falls in about an hour. It's about a nearly 2-hour delay for this guy, which is unfortunate. Denver Air Connection, a very unique airline here. They do operate EIS routes to both Thief River Falls and Ironwood. Those are the two services they do from here. Twice daily to Thief River Falls, and then once daily from Ironwood. But a very cool airline here to have. Alright, and then getting on with the rest of the A concourse and the rest of our CRJs. We'll begin on the far left. We have the Shapeways Custom, first Shapeways Custom Delta Connection CRJ 900, operated by SkyWest. This one came in from Columbus, Ohio. And you'll be heading out to South Bend, Indiana. And then, alright, next up here we have the second Shapeways Custom. This one is an Endeavor operated flight. And this one came in from La Crosse, Wisconsin. We'll be heading out to Cincinnati. Finally, next to that one, we have the CRJ 200, also operated by SkyWest. This is one of the last CRJ 200 flights out of here. This one came in from Brainerd, Minnesota, and it'll be heading out to Iron Mountain. And the E-175 takeover is in full swing once again. Today we have a second model, though, to represent for an E-175. I got this Herpa 1/400 scale Delta Connection Embraer E-170, but operating for an E-175. This is in the old Colors in Motion tail. This one came in from Cleveland, operated by SkyWest. Came in from Cleveland. We'll be heading out to Pittsburgh. Right next to this one, this is a new route on the E-175. Used to be on the CRJ 900. This one is also SkyWest operated. This E-175 came in from Grand Forks, so we'll be heading out to Minot. That is a Shapeways Custom. I plagiarized some decals, basically. So maybe not the best thing to do, because, I mean, technically I think you're supposed to purchase them, but I found some decals online, and they were applicable to the aircraft, and it worked out okay. I wouldn't say it's the best Shapeways Custom ever, but it will certainly do the trick here, at least until Gemini Jets can get around to releasing a Delta Connection E-175, which they haven't, and well, hopefully they'll come out in the May releases, because the April releases were kind of a joke, but I guess they really got to get that Antonov An-225 out. I mean, I guess it is a good purpose that they're getting the Antonov out, but we still didn't get the Delta Connection E-175. Would have been a grand opportunity to do so. I say that every month. Never happens, so we'll look forward to next month, perhaps. And now we move along here into the C and D concourses. as the Delta A321 thank you to the back of your screen. That is in the C concourse at gate Charlie 1. Came in from Boston Logan International Airport. We'll be heading out to Denver. And then the A220-100 here. This is parked in the D concourse, pretty much right next to the C concourse. A little bit of a, just kind of bulges out there. They have like 6 gates. It's the smallest concourse at MSP. Even smaller than Concourse B, I believe, in terms of gates, and Concourse B is basically never used. But, except for Denver Air Connection and some Delta Connection flights. But, here, at least in my representation, Delta 3, we have this Delta Connection, not Delta Connection, what am I saying? Delta Mainline, A220-100. This one came in from San Antonio, Texas, and this one will be on the turn, heading back out there. Didn't know that we had San Antonio on the A220. That might be like a seasonal route that just started up, because I don't remember seeing that one in the past many months. So maybe they just didn't operate it in the winter. But glad to see San Antonio back, or if it was there and I was just blind to it, glad to see it represented here on the A220. Up next here, we have this Delta 757-200 in the breast cancer awareness livery. This one came in from Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson or Citrus Aviation's airport, and it will be making the continuing service on to Seattle-Tacoma. Moving right along here, we have the Spirit A320 in the Bearfire livery. Now, the actual aircraft was on the A321. I don't have any Spirit A321s. We only get one flight on the Spirit A321, and that is this one on the turn from Detroit. So very interesting that they only do that one service. That's kind of perplexed me for the past year, really. They've had that going for a year, and it's the only flight that we get on the A321 on Spirit. Why it's Detroit, I'm not really sure, and why it's only once a day. I guess that kind of makes sense because Delta operates a ton. But yeah, really interesting service there for Spirit. But I guess they're going strong with it, keeping it going another year. I think it's been here, at least it might have been a resume service, I'm guessing, from before the Rona times, but now it is full swing here on the A321. I believe we had it before COVID, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quite remember that far back. Yeah, pre-COVID times, that was basically just a blur for me right now. Even during COVID times, that was also a blur. But still doing good today, so that's what's important. Now, here we have the United 737-900 in the Eco Skies livery. This one came in from Chicago, and we'll be back there on the turn. So the Eco Skies livery actually did fly into MSP about a week ago. Well, maybe by the time you're seeing this, a little bit more than a week ago. But yeah, very interesting to see the Eco Skies livery at MSP. I wish I could have gone and seen it in person, but didn't get the chance. I definitely would have liked to see it in person, but unfortunately just didn't work out that day. And hopefully I get to see it at some point in the future. I think it is a really cool livery. And hopefully they don't repaint it. I mean, they could repaint it in the Evo Blue livery. I wouldn't be disappointed if they did that. But I don't know. I like how it is right now. And it is also a gorgeous model here by NG Models, and hopefully it stays relevant for at least a few years before it'll probably inevitably be repainted into the Evo Blue livery, hopefully. You damn well know if United chooses to repaint it, they'll probably replace it with an Oscar the Grouch livery. Anyways, we'll move on here. We have this American Eagle CRJ-700 operated by PSA Airlines. This one came in from Washington, D.C., currently taxiing out, and we'll be making the return trip back out there. And here is our fun aircraft for the day. And yes, it is a CRJ-200, believe it or not. But it's not a Delta Connection CRJ-200, even though those are becoming quite special these days. It is an Air Canada Express CRJ-200. MSP did get one of these. Quite rare that we get these, probably like once a month, or once every 2 months, something like that, we get a CRJ-200. And it's pretty cool to see. I do have this model here, the Air Canada Express CRJ-200, in the old livery. The actual aircraft was in the new livery, but still, I find the aircraft applicable, and I really get to use this one, so this was the opportunity to do so. And here it is. So this one came in from Toronto Pearson, and we'll be making a turn. Very cool to see this one, of course. That is quite rare. And I have included it in an airport update either once or twice. In a modern day update, I have included it in retro updates, but in terms of modern day updates, this is one of the first times. So very fun to get this one in here. And yeah, the CRJ-900 is probably a better aircraft in terms of passenger experience, but you always like getting some variety in the Air Canada services, and it's probably going to turn to an E175 come the spring or summer. But you know, it's fun to get the CRJ-200 here, at least while they're still with Air Canada, because I can imagine it probably won't be too long before Air Canada also begins retiring them, and United, and probably American sometime soon with Air Wisconsin. And well, we'll see which regional jet comes up and replaces them. Hopefully an electric one. And now get ready for Delta Rapid Fire. We're into the F concourse and into all the Delta aircraft. So beginning here, we have the A319. This one came in from New York LaGuardia. We'll be heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Behind that one, we have the H2300, which came in from Santa Ana, and it'll be on turn heading back out there. That's a really cool service here that is on the A22300 now. So yeah, hopefully that continues on. That is also Red River Aviation's airport. We've seen this aircraft in some of those updates before, and in some of his updates, I should say. But yeah, good to get the Santa Ana route on the H2300. A nice upgrade for that service. And here we have the Delta 737-900. This one came in from Miami, and it'll be heading out to Sacramento. And moving along here, we have the Delta A330-900neo in the Team USA livery. This one came in from Amsterdam Schiphol, heading out to Orlando. So once again, Orlando making the return on the A330. So that's pretty interesting there, that Orlando is not on the A330. I did discuss this in the last update a bit, so I won't talk about it as much, but it is rather unique. Was on the A330-900neo. It was on the A330-300, but well, you'll see the A330-300 coming up here as we're going to get into the rest of the heavy gates. And right here we have the Delta A350-900. This is in the Spirit titles with the flaps down, although the actual aircraft was just in the regular livery. And I assume at this stage of flight it would have flaps up. But this one anyways came in from Seoul Incheon, and it will be making the flight out to Phoenix, another very unique domestic wide-body service here. They're flying the A330 at Phoenix. Surprisingly, it stays overnight in Phoenix. So I don't know if they don't have gate space here or something. I don't really get it. Or there's like so much demand for Phoenix. It's absolutely insane that this serves Phoenix. But pretty cool service here for Delta, regardless. Yeah, fun to include it here in another airport update. Next to that, we have this A330-300. This one came in from London Heathrow. That is Milo's Aviation's airport. And it'll be heading out to Amsterdam Schiphol. And now moving down the G concourse, we have the Delta A321. This one came in from Bozeman, Montana. We'll be heading out to Las Vegas. And then down here at the very end, wrapping up Delta Rapid Fire, kind of, we have the Delta 757-200 here. The actual aircraft was a 300, but I only have the two 200s here for the 757 family. Maybe in the future I will get a 300. The new Gemini Jets one, I was kind of in between and getting that one or not. I decided not to get that one and hold off, and maybe I'll get it at some other point in the future. But for now, we have the 757-200. This came in from Tampa. That is TPA Spotters 11's airport. Very cool TPA airport. And it will be heading back out there. And then behind that one, we have the Delta 737-900. This one came in from San Francisco. It'll be heading out to Raleigh-Durham. And welcome to this epic lineup here at Terminal 2. Force and Country aircraft here, all lined up in a row here, looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, this is incredible here. Welcome to your thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, and everyone in between. This is looking absolutely fantastic. So let's not waste any further time and get straight into it. On the bottom, we have the Transavia Hybrid Livery 737-800, and this one came in from Los Angeles LAX, and no flight information on where this one's going after this, so I'm assuming it probably went to a hangar or something, but yeah, it's a day later, and still no information on where this guy's heading out, so don't have any more to give on that. Behind him, we have the 737-800 here. This is in the TIE Pod livery. This is the Panda models version. This one came in from Puerto Vallarta, and it'll be heading out to Orlando. For the back there, this is the old Gemini Jets 737-800. This one without winglets. The actual aircraft actually had the scimitar winglets, but was in the old livery. And this one came in from Cancun. I'll be heading back out there. I will be taking that flight later on, just a few weeks actually. Spring break, April 1st is our flight out to Cancun. It will be on a 737-800 for Sun Country. Obviously, they only have 738s. But yeah, that one will be making the trek out to Cancun. And that should be quite interesting. And I guess we'll see which livery we get. I have yet to fly on a Tide Pod livery, so I'm really hoping that we get to fly on a Tide Pod livery, at least for one of the flights, because I've not flown on one yet. I want to. Then finally, we have the new Gemini Jets version, the Tide Pod livery here, with the 40 years of flight sticker on it. This one came in from St. Petersburg, this one came in from Phoenix Sky Harbor. We'll be heading out to St. Petersburg in Florida. And that will wrap up this epic Sun Country lineup. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing all the Sun Country planes. Terminal 2, I feel like is often forgot about a bit, but I fly out of it a lot because, you know, Sun Country have cheap flights. They have really cheap flights. We fly on Sun Country all the freaking time. But, you know, they also present good lineups like this. And only place in the world where you can get 4 Sun Country aircraft lined up in a row. I mean, in real life there would be a lot more, but there's only so much I can do in the modeling world. I hope when I run up 8 MSP, I could probably fit in another gate or two here at Terminal 2. So that will be the plan for when I remake the airport. And moving into the cargo gates, we'll start on the right of your screen. We have the DHL 737-800, filling for 737-400 for Aero, or actually Mesa Airlines, not Aero. This one came in from Cincinnati. We'll be heading back out there. Of course, the joke goes, I've said it many times, I guess not really a joke, more just bad timing. I got this model, paid like $40 for it, $45 for it, and as soon as I bought it, DHL switched their flights from the 737-800 to the 737-400, and probably could have gotten the Panda models version instead, and that would be more realistic, more secure with the 737-800, and it's whatever. I might sell this model and get the 737-400, but I really don't feel like it's worth it because it's a really similar aircraft. But that's kind of the situation with that. I just think it's kind of funny. The next to that one we have the FedEx MD-11. This one came in from Memphis and is on the turn. We'll be heading back out there. And right here we have the UPS 767-300. This one came in from Louisville, getting the cargo loaded off right now as we speak. And this one will be later making the service out to Philadelphia. And yeah, that'll do it for this airport update. I hope you all enjoyed it. These MSP airport updates, they take a while, but yeah, very fun airport here. Flagship of the channel. I know I say it all the time, but it is truly amazing to have such a nice replica of MSP here, and to be able to share it with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the airport update. That is where I'll leave you today. Remember to save the Texas Prairie Chicken, and I am signing off. I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.